Hi, this is Michael at TV Radio 1972, and today I am reviewing the XHDATA D-219 High Sensitivity 11 Band Receiver. It's an AM FM shortwave portable radio that you can buy on Amazon for around $10 depending on the price and coupon. I bought mine about a month ago using a 12% off coupon, bringing the price down to $9.47 plus tax. Now, there are two versions of this radio. The one I have in front of me is in gray, and it's the 10 kilohertz version for AM, which covers 520 to 1710. Now, there's a silver version that's also available that is in 9 kilohertz steps, which is 522 to 1620. The reason why I bought the 10 kilohertz version is because in the Americas, their AM is 10 kilohertz, while other countries have it in 9 kilohertz. So here's the front of the package. It has the XHDATA logo, D-219, high sensitivity 11 bands receiver, and a picture of the radio. Not much on the top and bottom. Made in China. Another picture of pocket receiver. The back of it. Nothing on the sides, and in the back another picture of the radio and some basic information. You can pause and look at that. And what I'm going to do is take out the contents. Even though I've been using this already, it comes in this nice little bag. And here's the radio. And it also contained the operating manual, which is very basic, only a folded sheet of paper. Basically just 4 pages. So, I'll hold this so you can pause and look at that. And then, I'll hold it here and you can pause and look at that. Just very basic instructions on how to use it, precautions and specifications. Now, I'm also going to do some size comparisons. The XHDATA D-318BT, which is an FM Bluetooth line-in and recording. It's also an MP3 player. Not much difference in size. The 318 is a bit smaller. And the XHDATA D-808, which is a premium type of shortwave radio, which you can get, which I got for under $100. It may sell for a little more on Amazon. And it is now sold as a XHDATA D-808. So, if you can't get the XHDATA brand, you can go for the XHDATA version. I'll give you dimensions next. 5 1/4 inches in length, 3 inches in height, and a depth of about 1 1/4 inches. Has a 20.5-inch antenna and an estimated speaker size of 1 3/4 of an inch. At least based on this speaker grill here. I don't know if you can see it from this angle, but this is where the speaker is inside the speaker grill here. Now, on the radio, you have your XHDATA logo and speaker grill. Then you have FM1, FM2, which is 87 through 108 megahertz and 64 to 87 megahertz respectively. It has a nice big indicator here for the FM, big orange indicator. And then it's attached with a thinner indicator for shortwave and AM. The shortwave is broken up to 9 bands. 4.75 to 22 megahertz non-continuous. And has a little scale here as well. Not sure why they did that. And then the AM 520 to 1710 kilohertz power indicator here. And when you turn it on, it lights up. And then you have a band selector switch. It slides to, it says 11 bands, but I'm going to count it as 12 because there's 2 FMs, and AM and 9 shortwave bands. That's a nice white indicator to indicate which band you're on. Pretty sturdy. D-219, which is the model number. And then on the right side, you have this tuning wheel, which is a little coarse, but it's needed because this is a DSP radio and it tunes in steps, so you have that mute on tuning, which is why it's needed. And sometimes you have to kind of fiddle it around a little bit, go back and forth if you want to get a particular station. And then a smooth volume wheel here, and then your handy wrist strap lanyard. And then on the back of the radio you have your antenna, which is attached at the base by a screw. A pretty sturdy kickstand. And then more information in the back XHDATA D-219. You have your frequency here, your band and frequencies, coverage. DCN, 5 volts, 300 milliamp hours. Center negative if you need an adapter to operate it. You can operate it that way, or by 2 AA batteries, DC 3 volts, made in China. And then you have this uncaptured door, has a little foam on it, and you have your 2 AA batteries, which you must supply. Polarity, the positives are to the right. Pretty much nothing on this side. On the bottom, you have 2 tiny little feet to stand the radio up if you need to. You don't necessarily need a stand like this, but it's there. And then on the top, now the antenna, it swivels 360 degrees to get whatever stations you need, because reception could be directional on FM and shortwave. AM, FM, shortwave, 11 bands receiver. Then you have your DC, 5 volt and jack, center negative. Headphone jack, headphone experience. It's mono both ears. There is low level hiss, so you're going to have to add a little volume to it in order for that hiss to go away. And then a pretty sturdy switch on and off the radio. So that's your power switch there. So that's pretty neat. And that is all for the features of this radio. And now I'm going to do some band scans. First with the FM. So I'm going to use the telescopic antenna to go through the bands. And I'm going to turn it on. This is FM 1. There it is. Sometimes it's a little tricky to get on this spot, but that's WNYZLD A7.75, which is the audio TV channel 6. A little tricky to get on this spot. I get it better on the bed. That is an unlicensed station on A7.9. I've been getting this station the past few weeks, this pirate radio station, so it shouldn't be there, but it's there. Someone's transmitting it illegally. WBGO, Jazz 88, Newark, New Jersey.
Police serve. Excited? There is no excuse. This is sexual harassment, and New York City is ready to. 1-8-722-3131 or visit nyc.gov/human rights. I'm Commissioner Anabel Pal. Nothing cruel about the song of the summer.
Alright, that's 1010 Wins, WINS-FM, New York City. 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
We're looking at some trouble right now on the northbound side of the New York State Thruway, just past the northbound Major Deegan Express. Yeah, I already know.
Forever, so let's find a place so I can keep that going. 805
line from facial expressions and
WNYC-FM, New York City, 93.9. Plenty of volume, especially on strong stations. Sometimes I have to turn down the volume when a station's too strong. But medium to weak signals
was exonerated in
has a decent volume
one of the
too.
favorite. I have a framed photo on my.
it's hard to order.
Porque después de hacerlo. Y yo le escuché las 3:46.
Probably the dog.
Yeah, come on. Human vomit is the worst.
Well, dog.
Specific of major all of the United States.
WBAI 99.5, New York City.
That's what that might take a first step.
We make hard easy.
Double that.
This is for prostate cancer treatment.
People. They don't want to hear. The reality is quite different. When we continue.
I want to keep punishing these. Chasing the train.
And that is it for FM. I'll put the antenna down since I'll do AM next. So, what I'm going to do is give you an FM reception report. Now, I've tested it in this spot, but with the antenna all around to pick up as many stations as possible. And for FM, I actually got 50 stations, 40 okay to good, and 10 weak signals. So, it does pick up stations pretty well, pretty good for locals, and even some semi-locals. I was able to get both my Connecticut stations on there, Star 99.9 and Weeby 108 on 107.9. New Jersey 101.5, WKXW Trenton. I can get that in a few spots. So, it is a very capable FM receiver. It does pretty well, especially for a $10 radio like this. Boy, I'll go to AM. No, excuse me. Before I get to AM, I wanted to just demonstrate FM2. I'm going to go very quickly since there's really not anything on there. Except for this. Now, I've gotten this on a few of my other radios that carry the lower part of the band. I have my D-808 set to 64 to 108. And this is something at around 72.4 megahertz. I don't know what that is. Maybe you can tell me in the comments if you know what this is. Some sort of transmission. And then there's a blank signal here. I don't know if that's generated by the radio or not. But that other signal, that's an actual transmission. And that is it. Time for AM. Can't hover on the music, but that's WBWD 540 Radio Zindagi. Islip, New York, around 50 miles away at 10,000 watts during the day and low power at night. Comes in well during the day, especially on this radio.
It's at 52%. We're scored on
You don't know what the guy gave you for your wedding?
No, but it doesn't matter.
Fascinating location-based tales to inspire your travel itinerary and discover unique destinations.
As they should.
A little tricky to tune at times. For example, this station here. A little faint, but that's WNYH 740 AM. Huntington, New York, which is now airing Brothers Stare all the time. Now it's 25,000 watts during the day and low power at night, so I only get this during the day. But that just shows how well it's getting it even on AM.
Did me for 3 years. They stole my...
Which is really one of the tragedies of so many...
On deck makes it easy. You can...
World Economic Jobs, even if it meant...
With an amazing style selection, factory certified installers, and a... I used to do it and fill in for...
WMTR, Classic Oldies 1250, Morristown, New Jersey. That's about 15 to 20 miles away from me, coming in well here.
Para lo que sucede es su área.
Rich ways and the lives of the saints and whatnot. 無論你係咩身份，都可以向保險公司索。
That's, I believe, WGHT, Pompton Lakes, New Jersey. 1,000 watts during the day, that's 1,500. Another weak signal, WJDM 1530, Mineola, New York, about 30 miles away, 10,000 watts daytime. Coming in good.
The scientists, working with researchers at a Nigerian teaching...
5 to 10 knots. Seas 3 to 5.
That's 1640. Simulcasting NOAA Weather Radio KWO35. It's WQBX 398 Patterson, New Jersey.
Great South Channel and Montauk Point, out to 1,000 fathoms.
WRCR, Haverstraw, New York, 1700 AM. Coming in pretty good. This is a travel information station, 1710 WQFG 698 Jersey City, New Jersey. That's about 10 miles away. 100 watts. And that is all. So, what I'm going to do next, I'll put up the antenna again for shortwave, but I'll give you an AM reception report. During the day, 32 stations, 26 okay to good, and 6 weak signals. And, they come in pretty good. It locks in the stations. It's a good for locals. You may get some semi-locals on AM during the day. So, at least in my area. Now, is distance stations possible? Not really in my area, per se. Maybe I could get something like 30, 40 miles away, but that's the most I would get. And at night, I got 63 stations, 38 okay to good, and 25 weak signals. Now, that may not seem a lot for this radio, but it does pick up the stations well. The only thing's a little tricky to tune at times you kind of have to go back and forth a little to get, and you can get extra stations. So I probably could have gotten more than 63 for all we know at night, but that's how I was testing it. And I got stations like 740 Zoomer Radio, CFZM, Toronto, 840 WHAS, Louisville, Kentucky. No, that's another station that's pretty far out there. Let's see. 1180 I've gotten, WHAM Rochester. So it's capable of getting distant stations at night. So good for locals, semi-locals, and possible distant stations at night. So this makes it a pretty decent AM receiver. But let's go to shortwave. And I didn't even give you the time. Oh, it's exactly 4 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time from the northeastern part of New Jersey, or 2000 UTC. So let's tune in. Now, this is one of the problems, at least in my area. In some areas, it's not a problem. I'm located about 4 miles away from the WABC transmitter, which is 50,000 watts, so I get overload from that station, and sometimes even WBBR 1130. That's about 6 miles away. So you'll get medium wave overload on the shortwave bands if you live close to it. But if you live farther away, it shouldn't be as much of a problem. As a matter of fact, I've seen other reviews and they don't seem to have this problem. But there's a workaround to it. You hear this? If I touch the antenna, it goes away. I guess it acts like a grounding system to get that overload away. And that's how I'm going to tune it in. But that's not something I can do the entire time. Now I'm going quickly through bands 1 and 2 because there's not much on there during the day. And I've never gotten CFRX on here during the day. We're in band 3. I might get WBCQ. Band 4. Got something. I start getting activity around here during the day.
One dose per body weight and another dose in 2 weeks, once a year.
WWCR 9350, Nashville, Tennessee.
In the body, the second dose kills 3% larvae and eggs. Okay, the Sabbath at creation. If it is true that the Sabbath was established as creation, it's clearly
WBCQ 9330, Monticello, Maine.
not be nailed to the cross.
And yet someone said to me, out in the world today, people are acting like animals.
I think that's either WMLK 9275 or WIMB 9265.
Thinking of an act
They're both religious, so I don't know which one.
lying with a beast.
Band 5. I'm going to go a little quicker because we're already at 24 minutes into this review.
Going to absolve you. It may feel good in the moment like gossip. It's not going to absolve you. It's not going to have the action of God entering in, because what he's waiting for, he already knows what I've done and what you've done.
WWCR 13845, Nashville, Tennessee.
Action. It actually gets
Oh, WWV, Fort Collins, Colorado on 15 megahertz.
Evangelization and Catholic renewal across the globe. He's co-host for the weekly television program, The Choices.
WEWN, Van Diver, Alabama. I think that's 15610.
Produced in conjunction with Ave Maria Radio. Well, good to have you again. About these terms, as well as related terms, such as born again, new birth.
WRMI, Okeechobee, Florida, 15770.
Thirdly, there's not always a clear...
Two more bands. Let's go to 8. There's some stations there.
Vas a ver que se van a ir sucediendo diferentes variedades de...
Some activity here near 17.1. Now we're in band 9. Oh, some amateur radio activity. But it's in single sideband, so it sounds like Charlie Brown's Teacher. Now if I let go of the antenna, you hear this overload. And I touch it, it goes away. So that is it. As far as shortwave is concerned, pretty decent shortwave receiver if you can find a way to get rid of this overload, like touching the antenna, maybe find something to ground the antenna. You might be able to do it, but it's a $10 portable radio, so I don't even use it for shortwave all that much, but it's pretty capable, mainly good for domestic stations, although you could get stations from other countries. I think I heard Spain, Radio Exterior España on there. Chances are I'll probably get Brazil from here too later in the day on 11780. So it is a capable shortwave receiver as long as you're away from the powerful 50,000 watt AM stations. Now, as far as my final thoughts are concerned, for $10, I think this is a very capable receiver. It does well on FM, does pretty good on AM, and shortwave is capable, it's doable, as long as you're not near medium wave strong stations. The sound, it tends to get real loud on strong stations, so I have to turn down the volume a bit. So that's a little bit of a flaw, but what do you expect for $10? And also, the tuning could be a little tricky, especially on AM, where you can try to get stations in between the strong stations. But it still caught enough stations in which it's capable. So as far as a rating is concerned, I'll give it an 8 out of 10, 4 stars. It's not perfect, and if it weren't for this overload, I would have probably given it a 9. But that's my rating. 8 out of 10, 4 stars. So if you like this review, give it a thumbs up, and feel free to subscribe to my channel. Have a good week, everyone. Stay safe, and God bless. Bye-bye.